Hello, fans of DX Engineering, tuned in on Facebook and on YouTube. We're simulcasting as we do every Tuesday afternoon. It's Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's 17:15 Zulu. It's time for Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. I'm Tim, K3LR, and along with me is Jeff, KB8ZWT, over there in the shack of KB8ZWT. What's new in the shack, Jeff?
Nothing right now, but with the way the 705s are flying off the shelf, I'm feeling that I might have to get one of those.
You know, that has been the talk of everybody. Even when you tune around the bands on 40 meters and 80 meters, guys are getting them now. And the IC705 from Icom, which is a 10-watt radio if you have it on a 13.8 volt supply, or 5 watts if you have it on the battery. But what a neat little package. And
it is. You know,
it was everything I could do yesterday when I was over at the store not to buy one. Now that they're in stock, and you know, but I know they won't stay in stock long, Jeff.
No, I talked to a guy this morning. He actually has one, lives up in North Olmsted, Ohio, and he called, was getting an antenna for his today, rubber duck antenna, so we can do some VHF, UHF this weekend. Yeah,
you know, unbelievable coverage from 1.8 megahertz all the way up to 70 centimeters.
Yep.
So just a really cool package, and so I'm going to take the plunge here another week or so and get a 705, because boy, like I said, you tune around the bands, everybody is talking about that radio.
They are.
So I think that would be a fun radio for portable operations and you know, outside and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad you're getting some phone calls about it.
Oh yeah, lots of phone calls, a lot of questions about it. A lot of other places don't have them yet.
Yeah. Well, it is obviously a hot radio, and I guess this is the time of year when you normally get calls about coax cable and wire antennas. And are you starting to get those calls, Jeff?
Yeah, a lot of people calling in for they're doing their antenna maintenance, getting ready for the winter time. So they're getting cables, jet loop. Jet loop seems to be the big question too. Why should I use the jet loop? So we got some of those questions answered. But yeah, a lot of antenna maintenance coming up right now. In fact, I got to do some more this weekend myself.
You know, I saw some jet lube on one of the doors here, and I said, you know, that stuff just gets on everything. Once you open the can, it flies out.
Yep.
And but I'm glad all our antenna projects are done here. I did want to take and talk a little bit more about the Foursquare today, Jeff, because on Friday I had 5 videos and we had 10 stills, and we really did a comprehensive look at the tuning of the Foursquare. And of course, the Foursquare is 4 verticals, 4 quarter wavelength verticals. And so let's take a look at, see if I can share my screen. And there we go. Do you see that, Jeff?
Not yet. There we go.
Okay, good. All right, so here is the layout of the 4 verticals. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical antennas, and then there are quarter wavelength 75 ohm cables that go to the center box, and that's an electrical quarter wavelength, so you have to take into account velocity factor, etc. And we do make these cables pre-made for you if you want. And so the Foursquare is taking 4 verticals and putting them into an array, and that way this array can be pointed in 4 different directions using in this case, this is the DX Engineering Transmit Foursquare, or TFS box. And you can see the 4 coaxes coming into the box, and also there's the dummy load connection, and also to the transceiver. So that comes into the shack. And so this gives you a little bit better picture. The whole Transmit Foursquare system from DX Engineering and Comtech Systems requires quarter wavelength full-size verticals that are ground mounted. Now, some guys do have elevated radials or try to use dipoles. Those are not going to work as well as the ground mounted radial system quarter wavelength antennas that this was designed for. So just wanted to show you a little bit more there so you get an idea of how that whole thing is put together. And like I say, you can shoot it in 4 different directions. And have you had a customer ask you any questions about Foursquares, Jeff?
Well, actually, yes. There was a gentleman out in California area. Actually, he lost a lot of his antennas and stuff in the fires this year. And he was calling, getting a order together on stuff so he could start putting things back together. Yeah, he lost his Foursquare, his antennas, his tower, and all his radios, and his house. So he's start from scratch.
Yeah, but hopefully he's okay.
He's
and
okay.
That's the most important thing.
Yep.
And so we have some folks on with us here today. We got Victor Kilo 2 India Zulu from Australia, and from Germany it's Sandy Delta Lima 1 Quebec Quebec, and Dino Kilo Lima 0 Sierra is on with us. He says one of our locals checked into our daily coffee and radio net with his IC705.
Awesome.
And we have India Uniform 3 Bravo Tango Yankee from Italy, and Kilo India 5 Golf Zulu Delta. Also from Malaysia, 9 Mike 6 Kilo Oscar Mike. I was to try this Foursquare system. A D-Expedition, very good system recommended. So sounds like having success. In fact, we donated the one used in Brunei there at Victor 84 Sugar Alpha Alpha. So that wasn't too long ago. Papa Echo 2 Kilo is on. And Gary, Kilo Golf 8 Radio Yankee. And our friend Jamie Lee Schwartz is on. And November 8 Tango Uniform Whiskey. And he says, speaking of coax, what do you prefer for an HF station running less than 1,000 watts? And it comes down to frequency and distance. My favorite coax really is the RG213. I like it for a number of reasons. The braid is really good. The outside covering is really good and can be direct buried. And the dielectric is solid.
Right.
And if there's any moisture around, it's not going to wick like the foam coaxes would. So RG213 is my favorite. Now, if you're using VHF though, you really need to look at the DXE 400 Max, because loss. Right. And if you're a long way away, even the LMR 600, just because you don't want to burn it up in loss. Yeah. And so to control the Foursquare array, I want to show you the controller here at K3LR. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So these numbers are all about azimuths. So in the case of here, we're selecting one Foursquare. That's what's lit up, and it's aimed at 45 degrees. And then if we select this, it's one Foursquare aimed at 135 degrees. Now, if we want to use both Foursquares, we just select the 2 times. Let's see if we can get the right angle here. We select the 2 times 45 and so forth. Oh. And I see there are some stations on, so we might even be able to get some comparisons here. No, just a few little. So you see the audio came up on the 315.
Yeah.
So he's northwest of here. And then if you go off the back, he's gone. So we'll show you the front to back again here. See how he goes away right off the back. He's not talking very long. That is a problem. But during the day on 80 meters, it's sort of rare to hear guys. And So anyway, that's yeah. And then if you want to have 4 squares down to 225, you would select that. But that's how we do it. And if you put the radio in transmit, so in this case the transmitter is on, you want to make sure that you're not hot switching.
Okay.
So we actually have a system that we can turn on for that. Let's go back over here, and you see how that's locked out?
Yeah.
We got it. The transmitter is on, and it doesn't move. And as soon as we take the transmitter off, then you can freely go. So that's very important because you don't want to have hot switching, Jeff.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when you're transmitting, you don't the power is going through all those relays, and
right.
you'll short them out. I mean, you'll cause them to weld together.
Yeah.
So that is a bad thing. Let's see. We've got Kilo 4 Yankee Juliet, and he says my picture is fuzzy. I don't know. Maybe Steve. Maybe somebody else can comment on the quality of our picture today. And Valero says, how many radials? Well, as many as you can get down. I like 120, but I know a lot of guys have great success with 60. And so 60 radials under each vertical. It would be really good. More is better, but there's the law of diminishing returns.
Right.
So the common thing is about 60 now, but the broadcasters always put down 120. So that's what I did. And, if some of them break along the way, you're still in good shape.
Yeah.
And India Tango 9, India Delta Golf is on. And Dino says, can you put a 40-meter system inside the circle of an 80-meter array? And the answer is no. The reason is that everything that is around the 4 square interacts with. Right. So you cannot nest them. I mean, I've got 4 squares here for 80, for 40, for 20, for 15, and 10, and I would love to nest them, but you can't. There's so much going on with mutual coupling, and you can't put anything in the middle, and you have to be careful. I even had to take out some trees there that were interfering with it. There was a great tree article in QST in August of this year. And so we got Vernon from the Bahamas, Charlie 6 Alpha Victor Delta. And Jerry says, your pics look clear and sharp. Todd says, picture looks fine. That's great, because I'm running an HD camera here, so yeah. I'm glad to hear that. And we also have the tall guy, and John, K3STL. Nice to have you on. And so lots of good things. The PAQSO party was last week.
Yes, yep.
Tons of activity, Jeff. I got on Saturday night and called CQ for a while, and it was amazing.
Good. Yeah, I missed out on it this weekend. I was doing other stuff.
And also last Friday, when we were showing the videos, we showed that we were off resonance by 5 kilohertz. And in this case, we wanted to have the vertical resonant at 3455. And it was actually resonant at 3450. So it had to be shorter. And I knew from previous experiments that every kilohertz is 1/4 of an inch on the vertical. So we moved it 1 1/4 inch, bang.
Bang, yeah, good.
The expert came right in. So it worked out really, really good. Let's see, we have Yankee Bravo 2 November Delta X-ray. Kilo Lima 4 Sugar X-ray. And let's see, Beats here, Hotel Bravo 9 India Victor. And great to have you along, Beat, as always. Any radio plans for this week, Jeff?
No, not really. I'm getting my boat ready to take out the storage and getting the camper buttoned up for the winter time. So I'm gonna be radioless this weekend.
Well, sometimes you got to do those things.
Yeah.
And, hey, speaking of radios, what do you think of Alinco? The Alinco company?
I like them. I've got my Alinco radio, right there.
That's nice. What model is that?
This is the MD5 DMR radio.
Okay.
And it's a nice little radio. Ken helped me get it set up, so it's working better than I probably could have done it.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That is really good. Let's see. We have India Uniform 1 Lima Charlie United. And he says, thanks, K3LR, for QSO contests. See you in the worldwide. We won't be multi-multi. Too many guys. You can't. But we will be on the air. So look for us. And also Ken, Whiskey 5 Charlie Juliet Alpha. And our friend Ray from Icom America, November 9 Juliet Alpha. And whoa, here we go. From Oman, Alpha 41 Charlie Kilo. And likes the great discussion. But Oman is a long way away, Jeff. Yeah. Hey, in the neighborhood of Oman is Saudi Arabia, Hotel Zulu 1 Bravo Whiskey. And it's already evening over there. In fact, the sun is set. So nice to have Saudi Arabia on. And now we go a little bit north to Tango Fox 3 Oscar Mike in Reykjavik, Iceland. And great to have you on. And also we have Sugar Papa 2 X-Ray Florida from Poland. And he says, how about an 8-meter Foursquare on uneven terrain? Worth it, or will it degrade phase shifts? You try to get the bases at the same level. The bases of the verticals, you try to get them at the same level. But I know, if you're on a slope, that's pretty difficult to do. But I can tell you that a Foursquare really wants to work. So even if it's not perfect, it really wants to work, and it'll give you good directivity and gain. It won't be optimum, and that can be modeled too. You can do some modeling as well. And from Georgia, it's November 6th, Mike Sugar United, and 8 Papa 6 Delta Yankee from Barbados. Nice to see you. And let's see. Jerry says that he has the exact Alinco radio DMR. The thing about the radio is a fantastic audio.
Oh, yeah, it does. And the battery life.
And the battery life is good too, Jeff?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, he bought the radio from DX, and Digital Dorsey got him all set up and running. So that's very cool. And there's lots of good YouTube videos. The deal of the week, Jeff, is the Alinco DJ MD 40T.
Yes.
Now that's just a 70 centimeter radio, right?
Correct. Yep.
It gives you 5 watts on DMR, 70 centimeters, and normally it's $149. And it must be a crazy time of the year. $99 is the deal of the week. $99 while they last.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is a really good deal. From the United Kingdom, it's Germany 1 Mike Hotel United. And this might be a new country for us, Jeff. Tango Alpha 1 Alpha Papa India. That's Turkey.
Yeah.
And Mike 6 Echo Tango Lima from England. And then let's see, Kilo 5 X-Ray Hotel. He has a question for us. Says, can you explain why you set the resonant frequency to below the 80 meter band? Well, what we have learned over the series of years is that the verticals have to be set to a frequency lower in down the band, have to be lower in frequency to get the dump power in that dummy load to be as close to 0 as possible at 3650. And we do that so that you can operate from 3.5 to 3.8 megahertz. So we want that dump power to be very low at 3.650. With wire verticals, wire quarter wavelength verticals, the shift is only about 90 kilohertz lower. So in that case, you would tune each one of the verticals at a time for 3.560.
Right.
3.560. That would be 90 kilohertz lower than 3650. When I was using high towers, we actually set them for 3.510. And in this case, these are the larger universal towers that we're using for verticals. And go back to the weekend special from last Friday. And Mark, you'll see I kind of walk through why we're at 3.455. But I can tell you, it's been almost a week now that I've had this all up and running again, and it is phenomenal. The front to back is 25 to 30 dB, getting good gain off the front. I'll be on using it again tonight. It's just good. It's a ball of monkeys. We got, let's see here. We got Lima Bravo 8 Delta Charlie. And of course, this is Norway. And he says he's a happy owner of the DXE TFS4 40B. So that is the Foursquare for 40 meters. And he's got that all hooked up in Norway. So great job, Morton. Hope to hear you on the air. And Jimmy says, I bought my Yaesu 991 from you guys, still in the box. Need to re-shelf the shack. Okay. Well, Jimmy, tell us when you get it on the air. We want to know how it works for you. And we've got Golf 3 Whiskey Golf November. And the contest call is Mike 6 Oscar from England. And Ray Wright, Kilo 8 Delta Radio Tango. Ray says, good afternoon from Michigan. I'm always in the mood to learn about antennas. And Valero says, can a multi-band vertical array like 160, 80, 40? Unfortunately, no. Each one of the couplers, the boxes in the center is specific for a band, and you cannot use multi-band verticals for the Foursquare array. So there are a whole series of weekend specials talking about the 80-meter Foursquare project that I did here. And so now, probably for Friday, I'm going to move to the 160-meter position and start describing what's going on there. So,
I tell you, Tim, my best call I had last week. Guy calls up, wants to buy my 7200. He was begging me to sell that radio to him, but we got him into this one here. We got him into the 7300. Got him going. So good. He's happy camper, but yeah, he kept asking it. How much will it take? How much will it take? I go, I'm not selling it.
Well, and I don't see them used for sale. You
don't. Every now and then I'll see some on eBay, but not very often.
Yeah, it's is very, very rare. So, Jeff, that's all we got for this Tuesday.
Yep.
Don't forget to come on Thursday. The manufacturer showcase is going to be Chameleon. And Chameleon is a great antenna company. They're based in the USA. And so we're going to have a lot of fun learning about Chameleon antennas. So don't miss that. That's 18:30 Zulu, 2:30 Eastern time on Thursday. And then, of course, at 20 Zulu on Friday, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time, it'll be the weekend special. And all of these, the times and stuff, along with some great blogs, are all on our blog website for DX Engineering. And if you haven't been there, go there. There are great articles there on allbands.com. On allbands, all one word.com. And let's see, one more here. Oh, we got David's on from Kentucky, November Delta 4 Yankee. Really nice guy. And let's see. Dino. Dino says JAs and VKs on 160 meters FT8 this morning. The season has started. Good work. And we also have Silent Service says, any update on the availability of the DXE radial ground plate? Do you know what we got on that?
No, I don't. Yeah, I'll have to check on that. Maybe Melanie's listening.
Yeah, maybe Melanie can chime in here. And let's see. David Allen says, my tower is a 100-foot trailer tower. Should I build the Foursquare with the tower in the center and live with the pattern distortion? And that's what most guys do that do the the wires off of a tower, and it, like I said, it wants to work, and it'll work pretty well. Some of them work better than others, but we have lots of guys that do quarter wave vertical wires with a tower in the center, and so we have Angel down at Arecibo. He's taking a break from the big dish down there, Whiskey Papa 3 Radio, and Angel will see you tonight on 40 meters and maybe 80 meters. I was on with Angel last night, and 20 meters at that time of night, didn't make it. Could not hear him, and so let's see here. We got the Massillon Amateur Radio Club Hamfest is November 1st at museum in North Canton. So that'll be great. I see Adrian's on from Florida, 8 Papa 6 Delta Yankee. He says he has questions about grounding. Adrian, why don't you write me an email? Send me an email, K3LR@K3LR.com, and we will help you out with that. And in fact, if any of our listeners would like a presentation for their club, I do presentations in the evenings, even during the day. Actually, we've done them over in Europe during the day. We do them typically via a Zoom. So if you would, if your club is meeting on Zoom and you'd like to have a presentation, or if they're in person, I can do it via Skype. And I've got various topics that I do. Just send an email to Terry, K8MNJ. That's Kilo 8, Mike November Juliet at dxengineering.com. And Terry will arrange to have me scheduled to speak to your club or organization. And I do several a week. Tomorrow night, I forget, I think I'm in Kansas tomorrow night. So it's been really good. And sometimes we just talk about radios, but I've got slide decks and videos of amplifier, learning about amplifiers, learning about antennas, learning about contesting, even a big shack tour of K3LR. So that's available to you, K8MNJ at dxengineering.com. And Dino says, he says, you'll be with us in November. I'll be speaking to KL0S's club down there in Virginia. So that'll be a fun time, Dino. Looking forward to it. Well, we went a little long today, Jeff, so I'm sorry your lunch is a little late.
That's all right.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Thanks for all you do to take care of our customers on the phones and emails. And someday here in the future, you'll be back in the store and things will be back to normal. But until it's safe, we're not going to open the showroom. But curbside works great. And also you can go into the Summit Racing store even at 6 o'clock on Sunday night and get coax or get a radio. So, and hopefully we'll get more 705s in, and so that we can have those. They're just flying off the shelf. What a great! So you and I, we got to get one of those. So for Tuesday, that's all we got. As Neil Rapp would say, that's a wrap. So 73 from DX Engineering.